My name is Malik Williams, and I have been doing photography for about 8 years. When Jana approached me to be a part of this exhibit, if I'm being honest, when she approached me to submit my images, I dragged my feet doing it for a while because I didn't think that, I hadn't been exhibited before, and I just didn't think that I had anything to contribute in that way. Because I've worked in commercial photography, and that's a much different arena than anything that's very creative and personal, which is what I would want to display if I were to do something. And she said, dig in your archive, look in your folders, pull something out, and give me something. I want you to be a part of this. And I found this image, which was something that was really personal and important to me and the person who I created this image with. And I think that it's done so much to change the perception of just myself, my relationship with my art. But then not only that, just to be a part of a space and to be a part of an exhibit that's so well-intentioned about, not only putting Black art at the forefront, but putting Black art, Black experience, at the forefront. The Gestures of Refusal, a refusal to accept the erasure, a refusal to accept the exclusion, a refusal to accept, the idea that our work isn't worth being in this space. Just Shana's refusal to let me not submit my work into the show. I think it's all just a very poignant example of just what it means to really be a community, to really pick your people up, and yeah, I'm honored. I think now I've gotten just I've had my friends and family come and they've seen it, and for a lot of my family members it was their first time interacting with art in that way, and I'm just very proud and happy to be the conduit of that for them, of their experiences with art in that capacity. That feels really beautiful and important for me and impactful. I think that kind of what drove me to photography in general was being a weird queer Black kid. And whether it be by necessity or just by me being a weirdo, I needed to find a way to express myself outside of just things that, outside of societal bounds, outside of things that make sense in the context of American bourgeoisie, capitalism, that kind of the more typical forms of elitism that you see take place whenever whenever things are rooted in academia and wealth and whatnot, and proximity to whiteness, being frank. So I think that in the work that I've created, the things that are personal to me, I try to reflect just a certain type of vibrance and a certain type of individuality and Black experience. Even whenever there are themes of tragedy in the work, I try to maintain some sort of sense of there being a source of light and a source of color. Because I believe that even that's how we live our lives, through our experiences, as Black people and as Black people from the South, a lot of us, these experiences obviously come from a very dark history of just so many horrific things. However, throughout history and our existence, and the fact that we're still here and the fact that we still continue to be here proves that there were moments of love and there were moments of joy, and there were moments where people were able to get together and build relationships that were able to continue on and lead us to where we are today, so that we have our own relationships and we've been able to contextualize these experiences in ways that we can continue to learn from the past and be in the present and build a future from. To touch on this image specifically, the location chosen for this image was really important. It was an abandoned Winn-Dixie near the neighborhood that I grew up in before Hurricane Katrina. It was a neighborhood where 3 generations of my family had grown up before the storm, and Upper Ninth Ward, and after Katrina, that neighborhood didn't really it wasn't really rehabilitated, didn't really make it back, and that grocery store closed down some years ago. And, I thought that it was when you think of like the things that you need to sustain a community, you need like sources where people can, be fed. People can get the things they need to sustain themselves. And when you close a grocery store, that's a loss of that. There's some sort of like isolation and desolation that comes from that. And I think that was like something perfect to speak to my Black queer experience or any Black queer experience, especially in the South. Just like there being a sense of isolation and desolation, and a sense of having to go other places to get the resources that you need, and that being, just by design of, negligence at whatever level, and just a lack of care, and kind of a devaluing of that experience. However, we dress it up. We make it beautiful. We live in these experiences and we make it beautiful for ourselves, no matter whatever the adversity that faces, we still for however long we're here, for however, for whatever the experiences are worth, we find ways to make it beautiful. We'll wake up on the side of the street and put a flower in our hair if we have to, and, put ourselves in a box, or if we get put in the box, go get some purple plastic and make it beautiful. Wear it as a dress.